Now I'm ready to make the walnut filled cookies. I'll make a syrup, half cup orange juice, three-fourths cup of honey, half cup sugar, one stick of cinnamon, whole stick of cinnamon, and 5 whole cloves. Mix everything. Just bring it to a boil to form a nice syrup. We will bring this to a boil to form a nice thick and thick. I'll remove it. I'll strain some of the syrup into a bowl. Then I'll measure 1/4 cup of the syrup. Mix it with 2 cups of finely chopped walnuts, and this is what we're gonna use for our cookie filling. Mix it well. Smells amazing. And we'll set it aside to cool off slightly. Now we are ready to make the dough for our cookies. We need 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'll mix all the dry ingredients together. Making these cookies will fill your house with amazing smells of the cinnamon and cloves and nutmeg. Half teaspoon baking powder, half teaspoon baking soda, half teaspoon ground cloves, one teaspoon of ground cinnamon, quarter teaspoon of salt, and quarter teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg. We should mix everything together. These are the dry ingredients for our cookie dough. To make the dough, we need 1 stick, half cup of butter, softened to room temperature, half cup sugar, half cup vegetable oil, and 1/4 cup of orange juice, freshly squeezed orange juice. Gonna mix everything together, blend nicely. Gradually, I'll add the flour mixture to the butter mixture. About half cup at a time. Mix it real well, and this is gonna form into a stiff dough. Looks real good. Smooth it out and set it aside for a couple minutes. Now we are ready to fill our cookies with the walnut filling. What we would do is we'll take a piece of dough the size of a walnut, open it up as thin as possible. It's real nice flaky dough. Put some filling in the center, bring the dough around the filling to enclose. Smooth it. Using the mold, press it into the mold, seam sides up and taped out, and place it on a baking tray lined with parchment paper. It's great if you have one of these wooden molds to use it to decorate your cookies. If you don't have one of these, what I would do is I'll just form my cookie into a nice log, and I'll use the fork to make designs on both sides, just like that. Will almost look like using the mold. Using the mold is always easier, just in case if you don't have one of these molds available. You can use any style mold, any size, depending on what you like. So we'll open, flatten the dough as thin as possible. It's real flaky, it's very easy to break, but it's okay, you can always put it back together. Seam side up, gently press into the mold, tape out, and goes on the baking sheet. When I was living in Greece, my neighbor always made these cookies and I love them. Since then, I'll be making them all the time. They are very well known in Greece. They make them for special holidays or special occasions. sides of the dough over the filling to enclose. Press gently, tape out. These cookies will bake in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. I had the oven preheated to 350 degrees. Will bake for 15 to 20 minutes until golden brown. Cookies are nice and brown. Smell wonderful. Fills your house with a beautiful, beautiful smell. We'll transfer the cookies onto cooling rack to cool. We'll leave them to cool off for about 20 to 30 minutes. The cooling rack is set over a piece of parchment paper. I strained the syrup that we made earlier. What I would do is I will dip each cookie, the whole cookie, in the syrup and let it drip on the parchment paper. It sits for a minute or so. You see it's going to absorb all the syrup into the cookies and they'll be amazing. They even change color. Few more. Make sure the whole cookie, all the sides are dipped in the syrup. And we'll do the last one. We'll let them sit to absorb all the syrup in them and then drip whatever that's coming out of them. Maybe a few minutes before